3, 2, 1. Boom. And we are live. Good evening. Good evening. It's Friday. It's the weekend, boys and girls. Hang on. I just thought I had that light sorted. And now apparently I haven't. There are 2 people in already. Can you see me? Can you hear me clearly? Are the comments activated because of the nutty turn that we had recently where we got banned from YouTube, by the way, in case you didn't know. That's why I haven't been going live. You can hear me. Good. Okay. Good evening, boys and girls. As you can see, I haven't got my disgusting little Mr. Majika glasses on. I've actually got new glasses. Big news in my own personal life. That's when you know you're struggling, when you're getting old. I can see that, though, from Canada. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I've got some new glasses. The old man treated me to some new glasses. Buy one, get one free. I'm going to test both these out very shortly. Let's do it now. I'm actually scared to put them ones on because I went with some like Conor McGregor style glasses, and Mini-Me said to me earlier when I sent him a picture and said, "Yo, do nothing." He said, "If you wear them glasses to Mill, I'm not coming." Oh, phone's lively. There he is. That's the aforementioned Mini-Me. So what we saying, boys and girls, these are the new bins. These are the normalish bins. I look a little bit like Dame Edna Everidge. You can't see me, says New Den Lions. Charlie Honey says he loves me. Theo Hanley says, "Hello, Dan." Gareth Gardner, hello. Paul Hutchinson, come on, you Lions. Peter Schultz. Charles Stoworthy, hello, mate, how you doing? Charlie, how you doing? Charlie Anderson. So these are one set of the bins I've got. I look a little bit like Dame Edna Everidge in those ones. These are the ones I like, the ones that Mini-Me said he will not come to Millwall with me if he catches me wearing them. These are going to cause controversy, and I'm going to get some shit for wearing them. But I like them, so I'm going to leave them on. Brains. Brains. I just put the glasses on, feeling a little bit confident in them, feeling a little bit good about myself, and someone hits me with a brains comment straight away. How you doing, boys and girls? Oh, I've got this production light literally directly beaming on my face. But it doesn't look too light for you. How is that? Is that better? Is that a little bit better? Yeah, it's a little bit of understated lighting. There you go. Billy Slack says transfer news. Jed says hello from Lithuania. Hello, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. Yeah, by the way, the optician told me, I don't know why this is all about me and my optical issues, but Steve Johnson, hello, mate. How you doing? Evening, Steve. The optician told me it might take a couple of weeks for my eyes to adjust. So I will try and read your comments about squinting. It looks a little bit 3D almost, my life these days. But there you go, boys and girls. There's all the news in my life this week. Also, while we're talking about me, just for a change, bit of a narcissist. My birthday is not tomorrow. My birthday weekend was supposed to be this weekend in Leeds, which got cancelled, and the game is now rescheduled for my 40th birthday, which is actually on Tuesday. So I will be in a hotel in Wakefield, a Campanile Hotel, £31, I believe, for the night it is, and I'll be celebrating my 40th birthday in Leeds alone. So if you think you've got issues in your life, there you go. I will be 40 years old on Tuesday, boys and girls. What's about that? Being born on the 28th of January, 1980. Peter Schultz says the light has taken my eye out. That's all right, isn't it? How are we doing on visual and audio? And how you doing, mate? Charlie Richardson. How are we doing on audio and visual? We all good? Charlie Richardson's going to buy me a beer. Fucking what a touch. Should have mentioned it earlier. Wenger out says we're all Arsenal in here. Right, boys and girls. So basically, listen, this has been the first live stream for a while. I try to stick away from the live streams because I don't feel they're fantastic bits of content, but I know you lot like them. And as I said, we got banned from YouTube recently. The reason we got banned from YouTube for a week, by the way, in case anyone didn't see the video that I covered it with, back in the 2017-18 season, we were sponsored by Ladbrokes, and you had to have the Ladbrokes logos, you probably all remember, but you also had to have a link in the description. It was something like bet £5 now and get another £50 free or some shit like that. The YouTube rules and the bot that runs YouTube updated, and you're now not allowed to advertise any sort of gambling in any YouTube video. So it's gone back through and picked up some old videos and banned me for 7 days. So I've spent a lot of time recently cleaning this channel up and getting rid of unwanted links and just safeguarding a few things to get the channel a little bit better. And I will be doing that further, going into some playlists and stuff, because the new videos I've been doing, the Millwall history videos, they've been going well. People like them. I'm not going to plug the Patreon page, but it's a shame that some of you, well, a majority of you, haven't signed up, because the Dennis Wise one I did actually came out better than the Keith Stevens one. But there you go. That's your own choice. You want to stick with the freebie stuff, I completely respect that. But yeah, what was I saying? Can't remember. Yeah, oh, sorry, yeah. But during these Mill history things, people were saying, "Oh, do this, do that." They thought that they meant I was going to interview these ex-players. I'm going, you should interview this player, you should interview that player. I have done around 25 Lions lounges with ex-players, including Tony Cascarino, Terry Hurlock, Paul Robinson, Gary Alexander, Pete Sweeney, Frank Harper, Josh Zerka, Kevin Bremner, Alan Dorney, Gary Alexander. I've done so many. I've done loads. Who else have I done? Mark Beard. I've done so many Lions lounges. So if you don't, you're sort of a newcomer to the channel and you haven't seen those old videos, Razor Ruddock I did as well, then go back and they'll be there. But I'm going to put them all into a playlist anyway. So there you go. Someone says, fuck the YouTube, Dan. There you go. But yes, I haven't really got much news for you. I've covered everything I want to cover for this weekend's fixture in the FA Cup. I do actually know the starting lineup for tomorrow. Should I say that? But I obviously can't tell you. So, yeah, there you go. What things was I going to cover? Just quickly. Oh, I was going to cover the fact that our next 3 home league games are all live on Sky Sports. West Brom on the 9th of February, which if you enter our Football Index competition, by the way, we can, to come in the box with me that day. Don't forget to send your screen grabs of your player portfolio in. That's done and dusted. That competition is now over. But yeah, the West Brom game and then 2 midweek games, Fulham and Birmingham. It is good for the club. It is great exposure for the club. And anyone would think that Sky Sports have got a sneaky suspicion we might do well this season, because what they've obviously realised is they've readjusted. Hayden Vidler from Welling. My God, that is a blast from the past. Darren Vidler and Hayley Vidler's brother used to live in the same road as me growing up in Axminster Crescent, I'm sure. Hello, mate. But anyway, sorry. It just threw me off massively. Yeah, our games are going to be on the TV, which is good for the club. It's great exposure for the club. It's money in the bank for the club. But what, unfortunately, I feel that will do is affect our attendances. So, again, I know it's easy for me to say, get down the fucking den, 'cause I've got a season ticket, which I paid for, by the way. But, yes, it isn't a good thing. We know that it affects the crowds. We know that it affects the atmosphere. But unfortunately, the Rowett Revolution is in full swing in South Bermondsey, and it is attracting attention from far and wide. And long may it continue under our gaffer. And listen, I'm not backtracking. I didn't want Gary Rowett as our manager, and it wasn't because I doubted his managerial credential. Take 2. And it's not because I doubted his managerial credentials. Amount of times I do that, by the way, when I'm not live, you wouldn't believe how much I fuck it up. But Danny says Sky knows the Lions are going up. But yeah, I just worried that Rowett may disappear, and he is going to attract attention because he is a fantastic manager, as we're very rightly seeing. Anyone who don't go to watch and watches on TV should get banned. That is an interesting theory, and it would force people to go. But yeah, other than that, I've not really got a lot to say because I've said all I wanted to say about the pre-match content. Been doing their Mill histories. They're going well. Going to stick one of them out a week. Hopefully next week could be difficult because we are away to Leeds on Tuesday, and I will be there, and I will be there next Saturday as well. Sheffield Wednesday, and then we've got a couple of home games, as I've said, and also we've got Wigan away and Preston away. So we have got a hard slog over the coming weeks, especially for long distance away days. Not looking forward to Preston or Wigan at all. I'll probably do both though, but I'm definitely doing Sheffield Wednesday next Saturday, and I would hope we take a very good crowd up there. By the way, I would have thought obviously. Leeds now, 4-hour trip there, 4-hour trip back on a Tuesday. I understand we've only been given 500 tickets. I'll be surprised if we get 350 up there. It's difficult for people. But on the back of that now being cancelled and people who may have put money aside to travel to Leeds, please, if we get a result in Leeds, this all goes to Sheffield Wednesday instead. Sheffield Wednesday, a fantastic ground, Hillsborough. They're not going too bad. They started to slip away slightly. But we have played at Sheffield Wednesday 2 years in a row. Twice in midweek, twice we've lost. I was there the first season when Tom Elliott scored. Last season I wasn't there. I think Barry Bannon got one, didn't he? And they beat us 2-1. I think did Tunnicliffe get a goal that day? Or have I made that up? I think he did. So listen, if you ain't been Hillsborough, it's actually probably a nicer ground than Ellen Road. It's one of them old school English grounds. And if you did put the money aside for Leeds and we get a result, well, regardless if we get a result at Leeds or not, let's let's get a few people up there and keep backing this revolution under the main man, G. Rowett, the G. Rowett effect, as Joseph O'Mara would say. One other thing, just quickly, there could be a little bit of discussion on this now. There could not be. I don't think that the Leeds game is going to be on the red button. I know supposedly all championship midweek games are going to be on the red button, but I don't think this one's going to be because it's a rearranged fixture. Some people are saying it is, some people are saying it isn't. I'm going to be in Leeds next Tuesday, so it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, there you go. Sorry, I just lost that because Dean. Sorry, these are glasses. I'll take time to readjust. Dean Redpath says that old Barnett is going well after last week. He looks all sweaty. Yeah, it does, mate. It gets fucking hot in here with his production light. I was going to turn the camera around and show you production light, but I can't because it's too much aggro. But yeah, it gets hot in here. Cheers, everyone. It's a weekend and it's a crack on. The amount of videos Millwall KP sends me like that to my Instagram inbox when Millwall have won. He goes, cheers, with a bottle of Peroni. I love it when he sends them to me. Well done, KP. Lewis King says, Dan. So anyway, sorry. Lewis King says, Dan, I've got the feeling we're going to go up. Loving the Rowett masterclass. I'm just going to answer questions tonight, boys and girls. That was the point of me saying I ain't got a lot to talk about. You might be thinking, why is this fat prick done a live stream and he's got nothing to say about? Milos Stankovic, cheers from Serbia. Come on, you Lions. Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, Rowett Revolution, boys and girls, is in full swing and we don't want to get carried away because priority this year is survival 100%, but it's looking increasingly like we are going to be safe. And yeah, long may it continue under Rowett. I just love everything about the man. He's just making the right noises. And I was having a discussion earlier with my old man, and he said he just goes about his business, Rowett. It's just, just sort of quietly getting along with business, which he is. But he does do more extended and more active stuff on social media and the interviews and stuff, which is very good. I would say it was about Neil Harris when he was a manager, but it wasn't really Harris's fault that. The emotional tie that came with Neil Harris was reflected on, pretty much by the fans most of the time. And that wasn't Harris's fault, but it is very nice to step away from that now. And it's all about the players and the team. And Gary Rowett and his little gang do go quietly about their business. I just thought this the other day, by the way, I totally forgot that Adam Barrett is still at the club and coaching. So whatever they're doing, listen, it's working. And long may the formula and the success and the feel-good factor continue. And listen, I'm sure there will be a time when we do falter under Gary Rowett because I think so far we've lost 2 league games out of possibly 2, or not just league, about 2 out of about 18 games, I think it is. 1 away at Reading, 1 at home at Barnsley. Other than that, we haven't been beaten. Paul Harkinson says there is 6 of us coming down from Glasgow for Wednesday's game. For the Sheffield Wednesday game. I was about to say, don't go to Leeds on Wednesday, mate. So we're playing Tuesday. Paul, come and see me, and it'd be good to interview you boys after the game. If you see me in the ground, I'll be a fat geezer with an haircut that's too young for him and a shit pair of glasses. So come and have a chat with me, and it'd be good to get some Glaswegians on the channel. I am interested, by the way, in doing so. I know I keep saying it, but I need to take this channel to the next level. I'd like to do only a few vlogs on football rivalries outside of the normal. And I'd love to do, because obviously Millwall and Rangers have this affiliation. I'd love to do a little bit around Glasgow Rangers. I'd love to do a whole season up there, obviously, but then I miss Millwall for a season, and it's a Millwall fan channel. So I would like to sneak a couple of Glasgow Rangers games in and cover them, obviously, because that will be still relative to the Millwall calls. On the subject of other games, Big Kev to me at the start of the show when I say, Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lift Consultants Limited, which I didn't say today, but I only have to I'm only contractually obliged to mention it vocally once a week. Big Kev to me is an absolute legend, by the way, our sponsor from Regal Elevators, but he's just crackers, the guy. I love him. He's just constantly enjoying himself. And he's now sponsored a Dutch 3rd Division team. And Kev, I knew I'd forgotten what they're called. Bridie, your daughter Bridie might be watching. The team, Kev sent me pictures of him with scarves, and he sponsored a ball at a Dutch 3rd Division team called VVA Achterberg. They're a Dutch side, and we're going to go over there, I think in April. We're going to do a little bit of coverage on him sponsoring that team as well as sponsoring Lions TV. Sorry, someone just Someone just hammered my haircut there and put "been to the Turkish barbers" recently. A little bit racist. I have Italian blood in me, not Turkish, but I wouldn't mind either. Yeah, it's a bit short, mate, isn't it? It is a bit short, and I think I need to start realising how old I am. But yeah, I'll back you on that one. Right, questions. Graham Stansfield says, "Would be nice for us to be in the top 6." Mate, we're very close. And for the first time in a long, long time, when we went up in 2016, 2017, I think we rode the wave and the euphoria and the momentum. I think the momentum of promotion and the way we got promoted, snuck in, playoffs on the last day, beat Bristol Rovers, beat Bradford at Wembley, by the way. I don't even end up in League Two, them poor bastards, I don't know. But I would... I think that, yes, we finished 7th in our first season back in the Championship. Looking back now, I don't fucking know how. But I think that, the wave we was riding, the momentum of promotion, that coupled with the Kale factor, I feel although we finished 7th and although we did do very well that season, myself and a lot of other people, some fans included, didn't feel it was a false position, but we thought, fuck me, how have we finished 7th? Let's have it right. We thought we deserved the results, which we did. We ground out results. We got them results and them points by our own rights. But looking back now, you think, how do we finish 7th? Looking at the team we've got now, we are well within our rights to finish in the top 6. We are a very, very good side. This is as good as we've been for a long, long time. So I don't feel now we're in a false position. If anything, I'm looking at the table thinking, I think what we are, as we go to this now, I think, are we 8th now? On goal difference, I think Nottingham Forest, whatever. But I think that this isn't a false position at all now. I think we could be higher than 8th. I think we're a very, very good side, and it's a very good position the club's worked himself into. And I don't think it might not happen this year. It might not happen next year, but I think you could see the wondrous memories of the late 80s and early 90s relived within the next 5-10 years. I genuinely mean that. Players like Ryan Woods coming in, £7 million worth of player. I know we've only loaned him, but even Malumbi, central midfield now. Malumbi, by the way, fucking what a player Jason Malumbi is. And again, it's going to be a little bit of a situation with him. Unfortunately, I feel I said this to my dad earlier as well. It could be, Darren Huckabee, a Chris Wood thing all over again, where they go, all right, well, Ben Marshall. Oh my God, let's get on to Ben Marshall in a minute. Fucking hell. But where, he's done so well that Brighton may say, okay, you can buy him, and then someone will either A, outbid us, or 2, match our bid and take 3. Match our bid and quadruple his wages, and then he'll end up going somewhere different. Malumbi loves Millwall. He's tailor-made for Millwall. We can see, you can only see that he wants to play for the club. He actually asked to come to Millwall, didn't he? So it would be great to get him. But, just, we're just moving forward superbly. Harry, Henry, Howard, Taylor. Would you care if we got knocked out tomorrow? To be honest, H, no, mate. I wouldn't be that fussed at all if we got knocked out tomorrow. Look, we're not going to win the FA Cup. Let's have that right. Although we came close once before, but got completely outclassed by Man United. But that's another story in another video on another page. I don't listen. We're not going to win the cup, and I think. Unless you're mid-table, if it was mid-table in the league, without a chance of going up or without a chance of going down, I'd say, yeah, go for it. Let's have a nice, decent cup run. But eventually, what we're all aiming for in this cup, let's have it right. Let's be honest. We're looking for a big tie at the Den or away against a massive club, and have a good day out, a good atmosphere, good piss up, and get knocked out. That's what we're after. So why, don't delay that. Just get it done. But tomorrow, I'm pretty sure Sheffield United will field a weakened side. We're fielding, I'm hoping, quite a strong side. So, yes, it would be nice to get through. But if we get through, okay, then let's just get fucking knocked out in the next round. Let's hopefully draw a Man United. By the way, you don't have a chance of turning Man United over, by the way. Let's draw, I don't even know who's still in it, but a Liverpool Anfield is the fucking dream for me. Man City, I know you're going to get smashed to pieces, but Arsenal, any one of the big Premier League clubs, even a nice London tie, Chelsea. I don't know if they're still in it. I don't really keep track, but there you go. Teddy 1209 or 89. I can't really see. I think it's 08. What are you saying about Ben Marshall? Wow! If you haven't seen the thing on Ben Marshall, then I don't think even I, who loves to talk bollocks, even could possibly explain it. Ben Marshall, obviously, came to Mill on loan from Wolves. And we all know the story. He did very well for us, and that was the season we finished 7th. We then bid for him. So did Norwich. Norwich had just been promoted with Wolves, and as a result, he decided to go to Norwich on what he was rumoured to be around on 40 grand a week. But because of that, and because of Wolves got promoted, he had a clause in his Wolves contract that he also had to get paid by them for an extra season, which was allegedly around another £15,000. So when he couldn't get in Norwich and he came back to Millwall on loan last season, the second coming of Ben Marshall, which was not even 1% of impressive as the first. He was on about 60 bags a week. Norwich have ended up paying his contract up. I heard he was going to Salford City, and there's a video going around on Twitter of him. He's pissed at his head. He looks like he is. I can't guarantee you he is. And he's pissed at his face, and he's joined. Sorry, I've still got a cough. I can't shake the fucking cough since New Year. He is Ben Marshall was signed for like a 12th tier English side. I'm sure the video is a piss take. They're called Stony Clough United, I think. Can anyone help me out with that? Are they called Stony Clough? I know it's a wind up. Someone's saying the video is a wind up, but someone just said True Geordie just dissed your channel and said you was wearing a false beard. Well, I can't even grow up a beard, mate. I'm nearly 40. But Ben Marshall, I don't know what he's doing. I know it may have been a wind-up the video, but he just looks absolutely off his canister for one. And for two, I don't think he'll ever get taken seriously again in football after what he's done. Marshall is a pisshead, says Mr. Samuel John. They've held that for review, mate. I'm going to allow that comment in because I'm going to agree with it. Someone's asking me, or a couple of people are asking me, I know what that is, Jim. Yeah, you don't have to abbreviate it, but I know. Yeah, I can't answer that question. I don't know. I wouldn't want to guess at that. It could get me in trouble. But something's definitely not right. Pim Marshall. Charlie's wading in. He don't want to have a fitness test or a piss test. What was he saying? Oh, Mason Bennett. People are asking me about Mason Bennett. The rumours are around. I've heard it's possibly happening next week. That's just the rumour I've heard. Again, I'm not starting any rumours saying we're going to buy him, but you can see from, I don't think it's any secret we're interested in him. You can see from some very reliable sources on Twitter, some Derby, some strong links to Derby sources that it could happen. £250,000 allegedly we're going to pay for him. And if anyone can get this kid on a straight and narrow, obviously he's got issues. It's going to be what's it called? Why are people saying it's been dissed by the True Geordie? Surely not. Probably not. Mason Bennett, look, I don't like to second guess anything that Neil Harris is doing. Fucking hell, Neil Harris. Fucking second, Neil Harris on the fucking brain. I don't like to second guess, unlike when Neil Harris is in charge, anything that Gary Rowett does, unless he plays Shane Ferguson central midfield tomorrow, which I don't think he's going to do. I just have full trust in the manager. So if he's saying he wants to bring Mason Bennett in and he can sort Mason Bennett out and get him back on track in his career, obviously he managed him at Derby, then I'm all for it, Gaffer. I am at your disposal. Right. So why are people saying True Geordie just called me out and said you wear a disguise? What's this True Geordie shit? I hope he fucking has. The amount of followers he's got. Get me a few. True Geordie called you out. What is going on here? Is this like a fake account of True Geordie? Right, questions. Why are you at war with True Geordie? What is going on here? I don't even know True Geordie. If you know it's me, I'm genuinely flattered. Right, what's going on? Millwall KP saying it's bullshit. Right, questions. What's going on here? Questions are drying up. Oh, dear. People are interested. This is a good question. Do you think we should have safe standing in England? I would like to see that, mate. I would like to see that. Charlie Anderson says we sold 900 for Sheffield Wednesday already. That is a good question. Simon Amura says, Dan, think we get a keeper in. Well, mate, we need to get a keeper in. And that's no disrespect to Ryan Sanford, but I genuinely get the feeling the club don't think he's up to it. Frank Fielding, let's talk about that. It's just madness. And I feel for Frank Fielding because when he came in pre-season, I thought he was a very good goalkeeper. Maybe not the most orthodox or distinctive looking keeper you'll ever see. He's quite short, quite stocky. I'm not one at all. I'm not playing first team football. So, yeah, he came in. He was very good. And he then popped his quad in the first game of the season. And Bart Bulkowski, ironically, who failed a medical, so we only got him on loan, now comes in and becomes the main man we know the big dog is in goal and becomes our main goalkeeper. Frank Fielding comes back. I watched him play at Dartford the other week. Played quite well at Dartford the other week. Very vocal. Looked back to full fitness. Apparently, Frank Fielding, well, it's not apparently. Frank Fielding has got injured again in training. The extent of the injury yet is unknown. But we've just let Luke Steele go back to Nottingham Forest. Obviously, he's not didn't let him go back. His loan was up, business and deal done. He has now gone back to Nottingham Forest, which was a shame for me personally, but I can't go into why. It's a difficult one because we now need a goalkeeper. Our managerial situation has obviously changed since we signed Luke Steele. But Frank Fielding, I don't want to slag him off. I feel for Frank. It's obviously not his problem. He's got injured. It is his problem, sorry. It's not his fault. He hasn't deliberately got injured. But I'll point back to a video I watched in the summer, and I've forgotten his name again. I'm sorry, mate. Your name's Will something Rehab, and he's a Millwall fan who is like sports injury analyst or something along those lines. Don't quote me on his actual profession. And he points back to when he done a video when we signed Frank Fielding. I put it on the Lions TV group chat today, on the WhatsApp group chat. Frank Fielding signed for us, and Frank Fielding was at Bristol City, and he got viral meningitis, which I'm no doctor, but it can kill you, that shit. So he came back from viral meningitis after about 9 months out, and almost as soon as he got back to fitness, broke his wrist. After that, he came to Millwall when he popped his quad. And then after that, he's come back again. Now he's got injured again. Now, what viral meningitis can do is it can, one, attack your immune system, but also it can have an effect on you getting injured. It can make you prone to illness and injury. And that's obviously now what's happening with Frank Fielding. So not on reflection one of Neil Harris's greatest signings, but we do have a goalkeeping issue. Because although Bart looks assured and brilliant and in no danger of getting injured, you never know. And knowing Millwall's luck, we won't get one in, and it will happen. Luke still back to the club would be the obvious choice till the end of the season. Good professional, played a lot of games in the Championship, done all right for us when called upon in the Carabao Cup. But again, Gary Rowett now is the manager, not Neil Harris, and Gary Rowett may have his own contacts and his own ideas over who he wants to get in as cover for goalkeepers. But we definitely need a third goalkeeper at the club. And then Sanford could be third choice. Talking of third choice, Jordan Archer, didn't they? I don't want to bring that prick up. But because I actually dislike him when I shouldn't, because I don't know him. I just don't like him. There you go. I've just been honest. Just because how shit he was for us, and now he just kept getting away with it. No one could see how bad he was and what he was doing. But Jordan Archer is, yes, he's signed for Fulham, but only to the end of the season, and he is third choice goalkeeper. George Comley says West Ham to go down. Yeah, I'm not really one of these people that likes to revel and worry in what other teams are doing. Although, the time I'll bend those rules is probably Charlton just to take the piss, or the possible excitement, and let's have it right, would be excitement if we did get to play West Ham. And they are struggling, but they've been in the top league a long time. But if they came down, it would be good. It would be good. But knowing our luck, they'll fucking come down as well go up. But they are struggling. They are struggling. I don't like calling them hamsters. I don't like calling, when people say wet spam, it makes me feel physically sick. So I won't say that. But yeah, them pricks up the road, they are struggling. But unsurprisingly, it's a very strong league, isn't it? I'm not sure what this true Geordie bollocks is. But it seems to be catching on. You're all enjoying it, and I wish I was in on the joke, but I don't know what it is. Mill T, any news on McNamara Dan? Oh, I'm Dan. I thought he was renaming him backwards. Danny McNamara came back to the club, got recalled from Newport County just after we played them, actually, in the FA Cup. I was thinking, why have we done that? He was apparently doing very well there. He looked like he really come on physically more than anything, Danny McNamara. Doing plenty of extra work out there, Dan, so apparently, allegedly, maybe. But yeah, Danny McNamara then had surgery. I'm not sure what surgery he had. And as someone who runs our fan channel, I probably should know that. But get well soon, Dan. I saw on his Instagram story that he recently had surgery on one of his legs, ankles, Achilles. I think it might have been an Achilles. So they're rectifying that. We could do him around at the minute, obviously, because Jason McCarthy's gone on loan to the club we signed him from, Wycombe Wanderers, which is a bit of a random one. He scored at the weekend. Some people are asking about Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard, I watched an interview with Gary Rowett the other day. It was a bit of a strange one. Oh, sorry. It was a bit of a strange one because Gary Rowett said, I'm looking forward to him. He could be out for an unknown length of time, if at all. So I don't know what was going on with Ryan Leonard or they wasn't expecting him back this season. But I've heard Ryan Leonard is back in training. If he gets in under Gary Rowett, I will eat my fucking hat. And I haven't got a hat. I will go and buy one and then I'll eat it. Because, again, it's nothing against Ryan Leonard. He does try hard, but he's just so one pace. It's a joke. And he will be back. After Millwall, Ryan Leonard will go back to Southend on a free transfer, probably under the management of player coach under Neil Harris or something. But that's, in my opinion, it's never going to happen. One Rovers Vlog says, keep up the class content. There you go. Thank you very much. Alan Akbar. If I ever just said that. No, it's not Alan Akbar. It's Alan Akbar, but I can't pronounce it. True Geordie just said he wants to fight you on the next YouTube boxing match. Fucking hell, mate. I put him out in about 3 seconds, the big hairy bastard. Bradshaw on a long deal. Must rate him. Yeah, Simon, I do like Bradshaw a lot. Stokey looked so isolated and it wasn't his fault. We need to sort of crack the code of getting service into Bradshaw because he doesn't need much of a sniff, although he missed a good chance last week against Reading. I really rate him. Jimmy P, 555. Dan, who is your player of the season so far? It's got to be Jed, isn't it? This have it right. I know I've not always been overly keen. I know how good Jed is, and now he's showing how good he is. People are going, see, you said he was shit. I didn't say he was shit. I knew what he was capable of, and that is what we're now seeing. I don't think Jed will be involved tomorrow. I think they'll probably rest him because he's was that neat whiskey? No, it's Heineken. It was the amount of legs that Jed gets through. He could do with a rest tomorrow. But I'd have to go player of the season, Jed, so far. And also, you're going to have to mention the big man, Balkowski, in here because he has won us a lot of points and not lost us many at all. And it is very refreshing, almost as refreshing as that Heineken, to have a goalkeeper that knows exactly what he's fucking doing. Alan Smith, not the... sorry, let's go with Sims Q first. Thoughts on... Tom Elliott becoming the new Ibrahimovic at Salford City. Listen, Tom Elliott signed for Millwall, clearly out of his depth, but it wasn't Tom Elliott's fault. Tom Elliott got brought to the club by our all-time top goal scorer. That's the funniest thing in all this. That once upon a time, Tom Elliott was playing on a pitch, strike partner of Lyle Taylor at the time, by the way, at AFC Wimbledon. And Neil Harris, as our all-time top scorer, a fantastic striker, looked at him and went, well, yeah, fuck it. Do you know what? I'm going to buy him. That's the maddest thing in all this. Tom Elliott isn't to blame. Tom Elliott came and he tried his best. And when he left, I put it out that he left. And it wasn't, I just want to say, he's left the club and some people take that as an excuse to fucking jump all over the poor geezer. He did his best for us. He was clearly at his depth. And I think he knew that. And it was quite horrible at the end because he was clearly out of his depth and he clearly knew he was out of his depth. But when you look back on Tom Elliott, he scored some important goals for us. He did score some important goals for us. So good luck to Tom Elliott. He does crack the code at, and I think he will do well at League Two. Alan Smith, by the way, your question was, it's gone off the screen now. But, okay, sorry. Tony Comley says Elliott came on a free. Okay, mate, sorry. Regardless of, yeah, you're right. We didn't pay for him. But, come on, we shouldn't have signed him. That was what I was getting at. JL says, playing in the 12th tier, Tom Marshall? It's 8 days. Ben Marshall. Yes. Alan Smith's question, getting back to that, said Malumbi Dan. It was more of a statement. Malumbi Dan, what a player. Honestly, just like Jason Malumbi. The club put their Monday motivation up and it was when Malumbi flicked the ball over Charlie Adam. And John Kelly tweeted it on Twitter and said, notice Charlie Adam turned around and started giving that one to Malumbi. Malumbi is a frightening young talent. Absolutely everything that you want from a Mill player. And it's, it will be a shame if we can't sign him. We got him on loan, and Brighton already said he wasn't for sale. If he maybe would have underperformed at Mill, then maybe they might have said, yes, you can buy him. But the way he has performed for us, he's catching everything. He's catching the essence of Millwall, isn't he? And he's catching everyone's eye. And long may it continue. And I hope we fucking sign him. But if we sign, I reckon they'd want around £5 million for Jason Malumbi, which, looking at our record signing at this time right now is Ryan Leonard. And then he said George Alexander because someone's asked a question about Jordan, the top of the shop. But yeah, as it stands, Ryan Leonard is our top signing for about 1.6. So it'll be a hell of a step up, wouldn't it? Sim Q says George Alexander going on loan. I don't like to put shit out unless I know it's definitely true. I went with this one because, one, I really wanted it for George because he's a lovely kid and he's a fucking frightening young talent. But two, it was doing the rounds on an Orient, a few Leighton Orient forums. I don't know what it's called then. So he's not going on loan now. The club have come out and said it's in his best interest that he doesn't currently go anywhere. Which again, just leave it down to the club. And the thing is, George wants to score goals. George is a goal scorer, and he's just one of them people. He just can score goals. He's just got that knack of scoring goals. And for the people who go, he's not physical enough. Physical isn't his game. He's not that sort of. He's not going to be a big, horrible, airy target, man. It's not his game. But he fucking works hard, flies into tackles, runs channels, and if he gets a fucking chance, he just takes it. So his time will come. And I think a loan, to be fair, I think that loan to Leighton Orient would have been a brilliant move for him, but it's not to be this season. I'm sure next season he will get his chance either around the first team or they'll stick him out for a good loan that's in his best interests. Right. Cool. This is a fucking good question. Harry Hocknell, would you sell Jed to get the funds for Malumbi, Bart, and Ryan Woods? Yeah, I'd have to, mate. Unfortunately, I'd have to. Jed's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I think strangely his decision making and his football brain can't be that great with some of the stuff I see him do. But other times he's just frighteningly good, and you just got to look at. I mean, I'm not really one for stats, but look at his desire, look at his goals, look at his assists. The other day, I think I saw something popped up on social. He created more chances in the Reading game than 5 teams combined in the Championship. But I think, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say this, and it's nothing personal against you, but I think he's reached his level. I think he could be a legend at Millwall. Well, he's fast becoming a legend at Millwall. I think if he tried to make the step up, I don't think he'd manage it. And I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he does, and good luck to him. But I think he could be... he could be there for Millwall. He could go down as one of the greatest Millwall players of all time. But if the money came in for him at 25 years old and we could buy Bart, Malumbi is the one that's really excited me there, and Woods, then yeah, I've not seen enough of Woods yet. Obviously, the money he's gone for in the past, £7 million, near enough or pretty much on the button, from Brentford to Stoke. Yeah, I think I'd do that deal, to be honest, mate. It's a good question. Well done. B. Lyon says, nice specs, Dan. Thank you very much. These are my Conor McGregors. I've got some 2 new pairs. The old man bought them for me, bless him. Buy one, get one free. They're more like Dame Edna Everidge's, them ones. They're my more conservative pair. They're the ones I'll probably wear to Millwall. And no doubt the haters will be out tonight. Oh, I expect this to be screen grabbed, photoshopped, and up on Twitter in no time with these new bins on, but I love it. Right. Yeah, this is Henry Salter just said, who is Stony Clough United? Never heard of him. Exactly. That's the team that, what's it called? He's just having a mess around with his mates, but I don't know why he's done the video because Jason Malumbi, what's fucking wrong with you, man? Ben Marshall, he shouldn't have done the video, man, unless he's got no intention of playing football ever again. Mini-Me is fuming about them bins. Oh, yeah. Mini-Me said, if you wear them glasses to Mill, I'm not coming. So looks like you'll be sitting at home tomorrow then, boy. It's Mini-Me's birthday on Monday. He's going to be 13 years old. And it's me on Tuesday, 40 years old. John Howe says, you should clear this up. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Sorry. I didn't see the rest of the second pair of Reggie Crays. Yeah, I'll take that, mate. I'll take that. Malumbi is going to cost you 7 mil, I reckon. In this, this day and age, mate, and this climate, I won't be surprised. I think there will be other clubs interested in Malumbi. That is the worry. Sims Q says Malumbi should be straight in the first team Ireland squad. I think in time he will be, mate. I really, really do. I'd agree with that statement as well. A lot of talk on Malumbi. Shall we have a little chat about? I always call Malumbi Mahoney and Mahoney Malumbi. Conor Mahoney, electric against Luton. Great again the other week. Unbelievable in pre-season. Stoke was a Deirdre Barlow bins. I love you so much, Deirdre Rashid. Yeah, they do look a bit like Deirdre Barlow bins, don't they? But boys, listen, I'm having a midlife. I'm clutching it. I'm clinging on. I'm nearly 40 years old. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just shave me fucking hair off and wear a pair of bottle top glasses. But I'm not done yet, boys. I'm clinging on. So yeah, sorry. Anyone else want to abuse me? Any more lookalikes for these glasses? Deirdre Barlow being just classic. Mahoney just needs time and a run of games. I'd agree with that, Steve. Steve Lee says Mahoney just needs time and a run of games. I found him very frustrating at Stoke, but what a talent. Listen, there ain't many Millwall players, current or past. I'm thinking back to like I feel that would have the bollocks to run across the line of the back four and take on 4 players at the same time. Yeah, very, very good. Very, very good talent. It just needs to fucking. But the thing is with Mahoney, you can see he wants it on social. He's very vocal on social, like what a group of boys, what a win and all that. He's all in for it. So, I don't know, maybe it's just something he does. He does need that run of games. And as we said with Malumbi, it can show that can really. Deirdre Barlow, Charlie's enjoying the Deirdre shout. Yeah, Millwall Tube says against Stoke, Mahoney looked like he bottled a few challenges. I just, tackling ain't obviously his game. He wants the ball at his feet to run at defences, but it wasn't his greatest moment against Stoke. But listen, I did say that, and afterwards I felt bad because it was an off day for the entire team, and I would start Conor Mahoney over Shane Ferguson every day of every week of every year because he has just got it. He has got that talent to unlock defences. He is a class above. It's just whether he can assert himself and maintain that level. And it is difficult for look. I praised Mahoney when he first came to the club because he had the chance to go back to Preston. He could have quite easily gone out to Blackburn, and took the easy way out, and he didn't. He comes to London to make a name for himself, and I strongly believe he will. Tommy says, cash in on Scalak. Now, the danger I've got of doing this channel is I could say stuff sometimes and then people could go back and say, you fucking idiot, you said something else 3 weeks ago. And I'm guilty of that when it comes to Yuri Scalak because I do change my mind on Scalak like it's the wind. And he clearly has ability. And it looked like originally under Rowett, he did get his chance, but he seems to have fallen out of favour again. And sorry, can you hear that? Listen to that, listen. My chest has been in bits for about 3 weeks. Can you hear that rattle when I'm breathing in? Sorry, probably not the reason you tuned in on a Friday night to listen to a fat, airy geezer heavy breathe down his microphone, but this cough, I just can't shake it. Yeah, what was you talking about? Yuri Scalak. Cash in on him. Who's going to buy him? Not being horrible to Scalak. Who is going to buy Yuri Scalak? Okay, no, sorry. And the wages he's on, allegedly, one of the highest earners at the club. Who's going to take him off our hands? We can't cash in him. He is another one. He will see his contracts out of Millwall. I'm sure he will. And it will be a shame because he has clearly got talent. He was part of a side that got, and he was an integral and promoted. Okay, Jason Elvery makes a good point and says, plenty of youth tomorrow, Dan. Leeds on Tuesday. This was something that I may have slightly overlooked in my pre-match prediction because I'll be honest with you, I was going out last night with a lady friend, if you want to know. And I wasn't in a rush to do the pre-match prediction, but I had to get it out like before I went out. So, and the lady friend isn't DJ Barlow for anyone fucking pipes up in the comments. All right. But yeah. What was we talking about? Oh, youth on Tuesday. Plenty of youth tomorrow because Tuesday. And that is something I could have potentially overlooked in my pre-match because, yes, on Tuesday, we are away to Leeds in the league. And then Sheffield United next Saturday, 4 points from that would be absolutely ridiculously good. 2 points from that would be ridiculously good. So that is something for Gary Rowett to consider. But I said go for a strong side tomorrow. And the reason I said that was, yes, there is a lot of games coming up. And yes, we want to protect and field our best side against Leeds. But momentum in football is a wonderful thing, and we saw it. We saw the lack of momentum at Stoke after we chopped the side around to get through against Newport, which was understandable. So sometimes just let them keep playing. Just let them keep playing and keep turning them results over and change it when it really needs to be changed. But yeah, we got a lot of games coming up. Rory Lyons says, but I don't know why I just can't say Tyler Berry because it is Berry, but because it's got an E in it, it confuses me. And I did actually ask someone the other day, is Tyler, is it Berry or is it Burry? And it is Berry. So Tyler Berry looks like a young version of Fred in the way he plays. Very exciting. Final ball, a little bit to be desired, a little bit self-indulgent, but definitely a talent in there for me. And he's won. That's what the 23s is for, the development. And the Tyler Berry, again, the money that Scalax's on. I'm not saying Tyler Berry's at Scalax level by any chance, but he is one of the few, along with Junior Tienza, by the way. Someone else just put about Junior in the comments. They excite me. By the way, when I went to watch Millwall under 23s against Charlton under 23s, shot we done the Anoraks again. No matter what the competition, what the year, what the stakes, we just beat the Anoraks, didn't we? And it's fucking so funny. But it was what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ruben Duncan. If you ain't seen the goal Ruben Duncan scored against Charlton under 23s, it was fucking ridiculous. And I've not always been oversold on Ruben Duncan, but he obviously plays centre midfield along with Sam Skeffington, who was my man of the match against Charlton. Used the ball very, very well, Sam Skeffington, and worked very, very hard. And just seems to have that little turn of pace you need. Say, for example, Ryan Leonard hasn't got. But Ruben Duncan plays central midfield because Billy Mitchell, obviously, now he's moved on to the first team, and I hope Billy Mitchell starts tomorrow. I'll be there with open arms, hoping he does. Ruben Duncan played more of a central role with Sam Skeffer, and he looked decent as well. We've got a few. I'll be honest. I used to say Billy Mitchell, George Alexander, and Junior Tienza, and other than that, don't even bother with the rest of them. And that's nothing. They're not great. But there's been a couple lately that I've looked at and thought, maybe I need to see a little bit more of these boys. Skeffington's one, Ruben Duncan's another, Tyler Berry's another. So there is some talent in there, and it is. I enjoy them 23s games, man. I just enjoy going and watching them. There's less pressure, and I just enjoy watching the development of the 23s. Long may it continue. Right. Roaring Lion says the under-18s could be facing Chelsea away in the quarterfinals. Would that be at Stamford Bridge? I believe it would, mate. I believe it would be at Stamford Bridge. I think they've got Bournemouth away first, haven't they? And if they get through Bournemouth away, which is, I think, in the middle of next week at some point, is it? Yeah, Charlie Richardson rightly says we've got one major star in the under-18s. Yeah, what's his name? Is it has he got the surname? Shares the surname with an already famous footballer. What's his name, Char? Can't remember what his name is, but yeah, I watched obviously the under-18s game when they come from 1-0 down against Fleetwood in a very strong second half, scored 3 goals. It was streamed live on the club's official YouTube channel. So if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But you little bastards, you done well, but stop fucking knee sliding on our pitch because it is already fucked. And they're scoring, and I'm like, get in. And then the knee slide, I'm like, fucking no knee slide. Stop. Boateng. Yeah, that's right. Is it Boateng? Yeah. Messi. No, it is Boateng, isn't it? Josh Hobbs says Boateng. Boating? But Ross, you think I'm silly, boy, don't you? Come on, it is Boateng, yeah. So yeah, well done to the under-18s. A good performance and great goals, but don't fucking knee slide on the pitch, boys. Come on. Any more questions? That's a nice little icon on a Friday night. 135 people currently watching. Fucking hell, I could talk bollocks. We've been going nearly an hour. Josh Hobbs says he went to my primary school. He likes to be known as Nana. Yes, correct. You are right because he came off the bench the other week when we watched the under-23s. Michael Weston, FA Cup final or playoff final? Oh, my arse, I would go for either. Listen, people say they don't want to get promoted. What are we in this for? It's like going to work and saying you don't want to get paid. Of course you want to get promoted. It wouldn't be forever. It'd be for a season or two. But if you look back on one another only time it did happen in our history, the videos, the players and the times and the photographs from that era are absolutely iconic, as would this be. So you'd want to go up. You'll be the playoff final. Is Mill's run a lot due to Hutchinson getting his form back? Says Steve Lees. Okay, let's talk about that one, Steve. Good question, because in the summer, we had a big influx of new players coming in. Fucking sorry, everyone. Honestly, I cannot shake this cough. It's fucking driving me out the wall. In the summer, we had a big influx of new players coming. I think there's no fewer than 10 players join the club. And there was a big who should play and who shouldn't play. And I said, this is the team I'd start for the first game of the season. I should dig that out, really. But I chose Hutchinson over Pearce. And people were going mad, going, you fucking don't know nothing. He's our captain and all this. And as this season's gone on again, I think people were too quick to forget that Sean Hutchinson was our player of the year in 2017, 2018. And, so for me, Hutchinson's form is integral. I think it's just the feel-good factor around the club. I don't think the feel-good factor ever really left the club, and that's got to be praised. As I said it so many times, Neil Harris leaving the club when he did was perfect for us because he got it to there and didn't let it drop to there. He just continued. Rowett come in and just took it to the next level. Jimmy P 555 says, no, he didn't say that. He said, can Dadbod kick on now after his goal? Tidy finish from Budvarsson. First goal at the Den. Congratulations to him. I'm not going to be negative under anyone because although I don't think Jan Daddy Budvarsson is the best player in the world, Gary Rowett seems to like to use him. And when we do get results. You can't knock that. For me, he is sort of League One level. It was a great finish the other day. Don't get me wrong. He made that look a lot easier than it was. But can he kick on? Listen, I hope he can. Matt Smith, as I said in a video the other day, Matt Smith is making me eat my words. I said he wouldn't get any goals this year. I think he's currently on 8. He is effective, Matt Smith, although to look at and the way he carries himself, runs, like he's a little bit clumsy, but he's getting goals and doing a job and contributing to this team's brilliant form and run. So can Dadbod kick on? I hope he can, but I don't think he will. But I don't think he's going to set the world alight. I don't think he's going to score a lot of goals, but I think he will continue to get appearances and game time, and I think he will continue to contribute the best he can. And I think Gary Rowett's happy with that. And I think as a result of all those factors, we'll still get results with Budvarsson in the team. Started up at Swansea, didn't he? Came on. Did he come on at Bristol City? I can't remember. Regardless, he starts games and he's in and around the squad. Gary Rowett likes to utilise him and use him, and come on at Reading, scored a very good goal. So hopefully, long may it continue. B. Lyons says, another question on Dadbod. Do you think Rowett sees Dadbod as the strongest player for the left side? Honestly, like Aidan O'Brien come out of nowhere and really started getting a look in and getting goals. And it surprised me. It did surprise me because I love Aidan. I've said it so many times. I won't cover the reasons. I think he's great and scores goals. But that little left-hand side, this formation we play now, which we didn't last week, we played 4-4-2, this 3-2-2-2-1. It's madness, and I love it. That left-hand side, that left-hand striker side. If I had to choose 3, I'd choose Bradshaw, Mahoney, and Jed at the minute. If Mahoney's not firing, I'd choose AOB because I think we need to be attacking in those areas. And out wide for me, Budvarsson, I don't really understand what Budvarsson brings to proceedings, if I'm honest. Lovely finish against Reading, but he's a big guy that's not a target man. He's not strong. He's not quick. As Lee Chitty correctly says, he doesn't read the game. He reacts to the game. And that's a great comment from Lee, who knows his football. So So, yeah, for me, he wouldn't never be first choice, but does Gary Rowett see him as first choice? I think he definitely sees him as a strong first-team player. And I think I haven't been surprised by our lack of movement in the transfer window because I don't think, one, we need to go mad. We need to tweak here and there, maybe. But if we bring anyone in, I think I'd love it to be Vidra, although I think it's going to be Mason Bennett. So it will be interesting if and when Mason Bennett comes in, where Budvarsson stands then and Aidan O'Brien stands then, because Matt Smith and Tom Bradshaw, I would say, are definitely the preferred two, although not always used together. Interesting times. Obviously, Aidan can also play in midfield if need be, on a left-hand side or a right-hand side of a 4-4-2 if need be. But Vardsson really is a striker, isn't he? But yeah, there you go. Is this a joke question? Cam Delamore, is the Den sold out for tomorrow? I don't think it will be, mate. I don't think it will be at all. Charlie Richardson says Vidra would take us up. Yeah, mate. I genuinely and strongly believe. I try to say both them words at the same time and come out strenuously. But yeah, I genuinely believe that that we are a very, very good side. I said it earlier in the stream that we are a very, very good side now. Very strong. And I won't be surprised if we finish top 6. That top 2 is looking ever increasingly inviting. But yeah, it just wouldn't surprise me. It just wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't go, oh, we've actually made the top 6. I'd say, yeah, fucking rightly so. A few people are saying this question, swap McCarthy for Fred. Fucking hell, we've been here before. It's August again. Jason McCarthy, obviously, that's what a few people are referring to. Wycombe were top of the league. I don't think they are now. I think they fell away a little bit. But they're still up there. And obviously, we've just loaned back Jason McCarthy to them, who we bought from them in the summer. Don't forget, we sold them Fred. We bought from them Jason McCarthy. It wasn't a swap deal. They was quite clear about that. Although both players have moved in the opposite direction on pretty much the same day, it wasn't a part of a swap deal. And now we've loaned McCarthy back. And I can only think that it means Gary Rowett, with Danny McNamara injured, I think he must quite rate James Brown, because I've never seen James Brown around the first team so much in probably how long's he been at the club? It seems like he's been here for years. But yeah, strange one. Would we take Fred back? I think that ship has sailed. I really, really do. And no disrespect to Fred, because I liked him at the club, but I think that we've moved to the next level now with our standard of player and what's required from him. I don't think Fred on your dim was a Gary Rowett sort of player. Ross Hunt 123. You just asked me to shout your son out, didn't you? Don't think you've got a son. I think it was a wind up. Do you think the FA don't want us in the Premier League? No, I don't buy into that. I'm sorry, and I need to be careful what I say. But Danny, the man with the big beard, the wonderful Daniel on the channel, not me. He's actually got a proper good beard, and he's a good-looking boy. What a man he is, by the way. Danny drove us up to Stoke the other day. He seems to think that the FA will do anything to not let us in the Premier League. Referee appearances, in our recent matches, the standard of those appearances has had a lot to be desired. But I'm not going to go the whole hog and say that. Millwall T says Danny McNamara is better than James Brown. I haven't really seen enough of either, but Danny McNamara's a lot younger, and he's one I'll pursue if I had a choice out of the two. Yes, Alex Smithson says, I think Murray Wallace deserves a special mention. Having a great season, mate. I absolutely 100% agree with you. Again, Murray Wallace, when he came to the club, he is a centre-half. That is his position. And when he came and we give them Byron Webster, everyone's going, this is bollocks. We've got the worst player. But Byron, as much as I love Byron and brilliant for the club and a great player for us, I think he never really recovered back to the level he was at after his injury. And in time, Murray Wallace, honestly, we had the FA Cup heroics, didn't you, where he scored against Everton and then scored against Wimbledon. And he is one solid, big, horrible tree of a bastard. I wouldn't like to play against Murray Wallace. I can't run anymore, but if I could. Murray Wallace, okay, look, he's not a left back. He's not even a left wing back, but he's doing the fucking job. And I don't understand why people go, we need a new left back. We got to break the bank for a new left back. Why? Why? Nothing fucking gets past him. He's a fucking machine. And yes, he looks like he should be playing rugby or arm wrestling someone. He's unorthodox, but he just gets results. He's brilliant. And I think he's having a great, and people may laugh at this, but what Alex has just said, and if you had to name the top 3 players of the season so far, all right, it'd be Jed Miles out in front and probably Bulkowski not far behind. But I honestly feel that some people might unsubscribe or switch off on the back of this. I honestly think Murray Wallace would be up there for a 3rd place contention. I think he's been brilliant, Murray Wallace. I don't care that his name's Murray Wallace. I don't care that he looks more like a rugby player. I don't care that he's Scottish. I don't care that, he's not a left back. I just care what he does on the pitch, and he's fucking brilliant for the club. I think he's great, and long may it continue. And, sometimes you should be careful what you wish for. Look at the fucking state we was in with Meredith like the last season, the other month, and then the other month last year when he was fucking around and was terrible. And we leaked a lot of goals from down the fullbacks. Nothing gets past Murray Wallace. Mountain Murray, here's to you, sir. Well done. Let's have a little bit of booze on the back of that one. Milos Stankovic, all the way from Serbia, mate. Thanks for tuning in. You said, "Where's Leonard? Can we sell him?" Mate, if only life was that simple. No one's going to want to buy him, mate, for one. For 2, under Harris, he was our record signing, so it had to sort of seem to be working. And I used to get that feeling a lot from social media. But now under Gary Rowett, it doesn't have to, because Gary Rowett didn't fucking buy the guy. And listen, again, I hope he comes back from injury and does very well for us, but I can't see it. So no, we haven't sold him, mate. Can we sell him? I don't think anyone would be interested to buy him. And yeah, there you go. So no, Brian Leonard is still at the club and on his way back from injury. Jimmy P555 says, "You no, mate. I agree 100%. He's been immense. I'll take it. You mean Mountain Murray." Simon Patterson says, "Thanks for tonight's show, Dan. My Uber has just turned up. Cheers, Simon. Thanks for your support, mate. As always, very vocal on the YouTube and on the Facebook. It doesn't go unnoticed for the people that tune in regularly, like you, like Charles Stoworthy, like Milos Stankovic, like Max Morris. He's always on it. Charlie Richardson." Milos Stankovic says, "Do we need to sell? Was Saville the last big deal we made?" Yeah, I think the ship has been steadied. Again, I understand that Husky may be interested in investing more in the club and will welcome that with open arms. But again, for those saying, someone was proper hating the other day. Like, no one really hates on Instagram. Rarely on Facebook, never on Instagram. Obviously, yes, on Twitter, but just every picture I put up over a couple of days on Instagram, someone was proper going in on John Berylson. I don't know why. Bob Berylson's got to walk away. John Berylson's been a fantastic chairman for us. Make no mistake. He's played his own money in and kept us afloat. Wow. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Sorry, there is an account. It's been held for review. And it's not abused me. I just cannot believe what the guy's written. It's been no, I'm gonna have to hide that, mate. It's very you can't put that on there, mate. It's nothing to do with me. Just remove it. It's nothing to do, but it's not about me or anything. But it's what he said. You can't say that, mate. Sorry. So I've had to block that. Oh, he's still saying it. I'm gonna have to block this prick, boys and girls. Sorry. Hide user on this channel. You can't beat the system, mate. You're gone. It was very it was quite racist what he was putting there. So sorry if anyone saw and was offended by that, but I had to block it. Shane, this over a little bit on the back of a little bit about to block someone. Let's get some praise from me. Hang on, don't go after fucking. Here we go. It's not often I get praise. Shane Bolian, keep up the good work, Dan. Any former players' interviews coming up? Any more progress on Teddy Sheringham? Right, my lovely, fantastic sponsors at the Eltham Terrace Club had lined me up Teddy Sheringham for a Lions Lounge. He said he'd do it. He's last been seen as a tree singing on national television. So, boys and girls, I will put this shout out, and I don't really want to do it, but I will do it. As I've said, this is why I've started doing these Mill history videos, because I've hit a little bit of a brick wall with Lions lounges, and that is purely because of the reason I've done so many. I didn't mention when I've done Tony Warner already, did I? Paul Moody, another one. I've done about 25 or 30 Lions lounges. I'm still trying to track people down. I recently made contact with Andy Roberts, but he just, we didn't, in the end, maybe he didn't fancy it. He didn't come back to me, which is a shame, but that's his right. I've tried Stephen Reed. I've tried Paul Eiffel. Maybe might do one over Skype, but not really feeling the one over Skypes. So if anyone does know any ex-Millwall players that would be interested in doing a Lions Lounge, I will happily keep banging these Lions Lounges out because, again, I've said it before, you're finding a few people now. I've seen a few youngsters all doing fan score predictions now. About 3 or 4 channels are doing them, which is a compliment to me, really, because people like my content. That doesn't bother me. But what sets me aside from the rest of the crowd is the stuff that I can do, like the Millwall history videos, like the documentary I did. I'm not being big time. it's just what I do. It's what I'm good at. So, if anyone does know, and don't go like, oh, my mate's mate might be so and so, or my mate used to live next door to Jimmy Abdu in 1974. If you firsthand know an ex-Millwall player, Kevin O'Callaghan is another one believed to be running a pub down in Gravesend. Let me know if they're interested, and I can make contact with them and have a chat with them. And I will, I'll happily do some more Lions Lounges. But at the minute, this is why I reverted to these Millwall history videos, which you all seem to like. If you haven't checked out yet, Keith Stevens was the first one I did. And it was okay, but I knew it could have been better. The second one I did went out a Patreon page, which was better, and it was Dennis Wise. But obviously Dennis Wise wasn't as good as Keith Stevens. I'm going to try and put one out on each week. The Patreon members have requested one of the Patreon guys. If you're on Patreon, by the way, you can just tell me exactly who you want and I'll do that video. And the link will be in our description below if you want to sign up to Patreon at the end of the show. But Patreon, Steve Claridge is going to go on Patreon next week. So if YouTube, whatever person you'll want next week on YouTube, I will do it. And Keith Stevens, I think it's Keith Stevens' daughter, has actually seen it, showed Rhino it, and he was happy with it. So that's pleased me. And hopefully now when Rhino comes over next time, because obviously he lives in Australia, I may be able to grab him for an hour. I do get frustrated by people's comments, and I shouldn't, because I know you just want what I want. You want the interviews on the channel. But please believe me when I fucking try all day, every day of ways and means to who can I get into and how can I get them on the show. And people say, well, just get so-and-so on your show. Like, it isn't that easy, unfortunately. I wish it was. We are not governed by the club. I am an independent fan channel. I built this channel by myself out of the ground with nothing more than a little bit of hard work and determination. So when people go, well, just get him on your show. Yes, please. But things aren't that easy. It's not that easy just to get these people on. Oh, Charlie's seen that. See, look, here we go. Not being horrible, people, but look, John Robertson said, Ian Smith, Alex Ray. How have I forgot to say this? Mate, I did Alex Ray. I actually interviewed Alex Ray in the dugout at the Den. That Lions Lounge is up on our YouTube channel. We've been going on March the 4th, we've been going 4 years. I did Alex Ray on the first year anniversary. So maybe I should repost some Lions Lounges and put them into one video, because I don't think people remember I did these Lions Lounges. I've interviewed about 25 ex-players and famous Millwall fans, and they're all on our YouTube channel. Look, see, Mark Paris, I appreciate your enthusiasm, mate, but this comment, Dan, you should do Lions Lounge with Tim Cahill. Okay. I would fucking give probably one of my children, the youngest one, I like the oldest one too much, to interview Tim Cahill, right? I should have said that as a joke. But Tim Cahill is, one, a worldwide global star. Two, lives in New York, but spends his time between New York, Australia, and London doing work for Sky Sports. So as he worked for Sky Sports and he's currently in the media with Sky Sports, never in a million years is he going to come on Lions TV and risk saying something he shouldn't and messing up his sponsorship endorsements with Sky Sports. On top of that, as I said, when he's not in England, he's abroad. So if someone wants to pay for me to fly out there, I would love to do Lions TV down under and go and interview Joe Dolan, shoot across to New Zealand, do Paul Eiffel. I'd love to do a world tour. Casey Keller, go to Chicago, I think, or somewhere, wherever he is. It is not that easy just to go, well, just get Tim Cahill on your show, mate. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I wish it did. Jamie Morley's one I'd be interested in. Bobby Barry's one I'd be interested in. Jimmy P555 says, need to see ET on the lounge. Where's ET? Now, we went to the World Cup, didn't we? Last summer, me and Tony Warner went to the World Cup, and Kieran. And we went along the way. We interviewed Christoph Kinnan along the way. And I was looking, I looked and I researched Twitter years deep in Twitter timelines to try and find Wikipedia, to try and find Etienne Verveer and Uwe Fuchs. I emailed football clubs they used to play for. I tried to look up foreign what's when you look someone up in the phone book? Like I tried to find Etienne Verveer and Uwe Fuchs, and I just couldn't find them. We was going to go to Holland, and try and interview him as well. Talking of Christoph Kinnan, we want to go back. Now Christoph's well and good. It's great to see him well. Obviously, for those who don't know, he had a car crash and nearly died. So we thought the interview was off, and Christoph rang us up and was like, no, it's still on. So we went and done the Lions Lounge with Christoph Kinnan in Liège on the way to the World Cup. But he's back up and walking now. I think he's got a couple of operations to go and he's back to full fitness. So it's fantastic to see Christoph Kinnan, is another Lions Lounge I've done, back to full fitness. And he's now he's managing. So we want to try and get into doing a little bit of a follow-up from our Lions Lounge with Christoph again. But these things all cost money. And just for a little insight, by the way, people think I earn millions out of YouTube. I get about... per thousand, I earn about £200 a month from the YouTube ad revenue, and that's for about 200,000 views a month. So what's that? A penny a view? 10p a view? So if you work out that Keith Stevens video I did the other day took me about 13 hours to research it, script it, get the audio and the lighting right, film it, and then edit it down and get it out. That took me about 13 hours, Keith Stevens. It's currently at 2,000 views. So for those who think I do it for the money, hashtag don't pay me, I don't. I do it for the love of the club and trying to push my work. Do you think Sean Williams should stay, even though he's like 34? I don't think Sean Williams is 34. I think he's about 32 or 33. I just think he gets better with age, and I think he's brilliant under the Gary Rowett reign. But I've made my feelings clear on that. I think he might get another year. See, Jimmy P 555, great story, but I don't think this is going to help me find Jamie Morley for a Lions Lounge. My old man gave Jamie Morley a lift home after a game one time. His car wouldn't start after the game. So that's a great story, and I appreciate you sharing that, but that's not going to help me get Jamie Morley on the show. Mark Paris says, what about Jimmy Carter? Well, Jimmy Carter was heavily involved with the club, wasn't he? He actually worked for the club directly, I think. I'm not sure on that one. Don't quote me on it, but I'd love to do it. Les Briley. I'd love to do Les Briley. For those asking for Mill history videos, by the way, I know it's a bit shit for you if you are older, but I would find it difficult to do a history video and really give it my all on someone I'd never seen play. I can reflect on Rhino, and I got quite not emotional with Rhino, but I was in it. I was involved. I was fully invested in the Rhino history because I'd seen him play the man and I loved him. I would find it difficult to do these older players I'd never seen play, and it's a shame, and it's no disrespect to those players, but if I've never seen them play, I'd find it hard to talk about their time at the club, if you know what I'm saying. Jimmy Carter, no, he's not working at the club anymore, Chris, I don't think. Yeah, there you go. Bit of a dodgy feed, says Ian Smith. Not sure if you could get the techies on this for next time. Has anyone else struggled with the standard of this feed or the height of my haircut? I think it's been all right. Alan Dunn, I've tried, and unfortunately, Alan Dunn didn't fancy. He didn't feel confident doing it on camera. I would like to do. No, I think Morley's a football agent. I'd like to do David Ford. No, that'd be one I'd be very interested in doing. David Ford and Dunny tomorrow. But yeah, there you go. Kevin O'Callaghan is one. So as I said, Kevin O'Callaghan runs a pub down in Gravesend. One I'd be very interested in. One I could possibly have in the pipeline is John McGinley, which I might get to do when we go and play Preston or Wigan away because he's up in Bolton. Danny Shittu, okay, Charlie Woolard. Max Morris says Jordan Archer. Charlie Willard, Danny Shittu. I did a show for London Live not too long ago. It was a charity football match at Barnet, and I was a commentator for that. And I had met Danny Shittu. I had a photo with Danny Shittu. I had a chat with Danny Shittu, who was a lovely, lovely man. But he said, unfortunately, mate, it's not really my bag. It's not really my sort of thing. So he politely declined. I really feel like my mate Jordan Archer, I really feel like I've hit a brick wall with it with the old Lions Lounges, which is a shame, but that's why I'm starting to do these Mill history videos at the minute until I can get someone else. I'd love to do John Doherty, but try and find him these days. I believe he lives up in Shropshire somewhere or something like that. But there you go, the two Russians, they're in a crack den in Moscow, the two Russians somewhere, and I think. I mean, look, someone said Jimmy Abdu. Obviously, that will be massive for the channel. Can anyone tell me where Jimmy Abdu is, where he lives, what he does now? I'll have to go to France for that. The channel doesn't cover that. Although I'll probably stretch it if I could get him. Ian Smith says Mark McGee. I'd love to do Mark McGee. Mark McGee actually gets down their den still sometimes. But again, he's making contact with these players. Neil Harris. I tried to get Neil Harris for the Mill documentary, and he's still manager of the club. And the response I got wasn't good. So, yeah, there you go, boys and girls. But we are an hour and 20 minutes in nearly. So what's that? Yeah, we're a fair way in. I usually do 90 minutes, don't I? I do an hour and a half usually. We are up to 142 people. So we'll keep going. We'll keep going 15 minutes. I'll tell you what I have gotten into, if need be, Mark Beavers, but he still plays at the minute. So he's not going to do it while he's playing. But once he's not playing anymore, I'm pretty confident that Mark Beavers will do it. I need people ideally local. If they're not local, I'll travel. I've travelled before. James Meredith, some sound just getting silly now, isn't it? Ian Holloway, current manager of fucking Grimsby Town. But yeah, I think John Dockett would be a good one. Tim Cahill, obviously. How many cans have I had? I've just opened my fourth. Paul Robinson, Liam Buxton. Paul Robinson, done Paul Robinson Lions Lounge. There was a free part. Definitely have to start posting these Lions Lounges again. And I'm going to put them in when I finish this tonight, I'm going to start putting all the old Lions Lounges in playlists and posting the playlist. Because I've done loads. Paul Robinson, I did in a three-parter. Tony Warner, Terry Erlock, Tony Cascarino, Gary Alexander, Pete Sweeney, Frank Harper, Josh Zerka, Kevin Bremner, Alan Dorney, Paul Moody, Christoph Kinney, Neil Razor Ruddock. The list is endless. I've done loads. So they are there on our YouTube channel. You just got to find them. I need to put them in a playlist. And this is what I've learned from tonight's stream. See, Darren Huckabee, again, John, he recently did a podcast I listened to with Josh Widdicombe. Darren Huckabee actually only played about 6 games for Millwall. So you struggle, really. Steve Morrison. You know what? Steve Morrison's on LinkedIn, isn't he? That was that might be a chance. Danny Baker was allegedly tapped up and then didn't come. DJ Campbell. Danny Baker was in the pipeline and we couldn't get it over the line. Malcolm Allen, Danny Revel is one I'll be very, very interested in. Again, trying to find the man. He's not on Twitter, I don't believe. But there you go. There's a lot of talk of players I should get. Dennis Wise, I reached out to before, got his phone number, blanked me. Which again is fair enough. If someone cold calls you or texts you don't fucking know. Mickey Pearce was an interesting one, Chris Ayres, because Mickey Pearce, someone said that was his son. And he could put me in touch with him. I wasn't sure whether the geezer was on a wind-up or not, so I didn't pursue that. Peter Schultz says, Razor Ruddock lives in Ashford in Kent, I believe. He does, mate, because I did a 4-part Lions Lounge with Razor Ruddock at the very start of the show, at the very start of the channel, at a golf course in Ashford. So I know Razor. He's been good to me, Razor, down the years with old Lions TV, etc. So yeah, like Clive Allen, did he ever really play for us? Lee, hello mate, how you doing? Lee, Jim's nephew, and I always get your name shooter. Sorry, you always pull me up when I see you. Remind me again when I see you. Richard Sadlier, asked Richard Sadlier in the executive lounge. It was quite a couple of years ago, and he politely declined. Mark Kennedy, I met when I was working for Soccer Am doing You Know the Drill at proper fanboy of Mark Kennedy. He was coaching at the time at Ipswich, and we done You Know the Drill Ipswich, and I proper fanboyed on him. But my mate said to me, "He's no way I'll do it. He's not that type of guy. He's very shy." Danny, I've tried Sadlier in the exec lounge, wouldn't have it. Someone said Tony Cascarino, done Tony Cascarino in a 2-part Lions Lounge. That is up on the channel a long time ago, though. And actually, funny enough, I was playing snooker at the Elton Terrace Club the other day, and Tony Cascarino was in there playing poker. Tony Craig, still playing. Players won't do it if they're still playing. I wasn't over complimentary with Tony Craig towards the end of his Mill career either, so probably he might not be interested. Danny Diccio lives in Canada. David Hay. I did a sports show with David Hay, but just as I started Lions TV, there is a video up on Lions TV called The Haymaker and Me. He knows nothing about football. He's not actually a Mill fan. Yeah, Tony Witter. Okay, this is a good one. Tony Witter, someone did message me on Twitter a while ago and said, Tony Witter, he lives in Sidcup and I can get him a Lions Lounge for you. And I got all excited, but it never ended up happening. But it is something I looked into again the other day. Tried to look up Tony Witter. Try to look him up on Facebook. Try to look at his Wikipedia page, see what he's doing now. Nothing. I think it's a lot easier now in this day and age, players. But players from back in the day, you know, there is not much stuff you can look into on them. You know, they're not on social media. Again, Kevin Muscat. I'd love to do Kevin Muscat. If someone wants to sponsor the channel to go to Australia, I'll do Keith Stevens, Joe Dolan. I'll try and get Tim Cahill. We'll try and get Kevin Muscat. There you go. But at the minute, the idea of someone paying for a flight to Australia for me isn't going to happen, is it? It's going to cost about $4,000, I think, and plus staying over in hotels. Tamara Hussein is actually a Chelsea fan. John Berylson, yeah, that'd go down well. Dave Martin, did someone say? Is that the old winger, Dave Martin? I used to play against Dave Martin on Sunday. Steve Lee said he personally never rated Muscat. Wow. England Lions 81 says Casey Keller. Casey Keller, I believe, is in obviously, I think it's Chicago he lives or something like that. I actually looked it up where Casey Keller lives. No, it's not Chicago. But again, America, I can't get there. Sean Dyche did a video for me and just wished Millwall good luck in the playoffs the year we lost to Barnsley when he came on Soccer AM. But again, you're not going to get the Burnley manager from the Premier League who's been linked with bigger jobs. He's not going to come on Lions TV and risk his career. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, there you go. We're just pretty much naming names and stuff now and just talking about the failures of me trying to get these players on board. But I have tried, boys and girls. I will continue to try. But in the meantime, you might have to suffer these Mill history videos. I will try and make them longer and of a better standard. But I thought the first one went all right. The second one was better. It's on our Patreon page. 4 videos a month on Patreon works out to about 60p a video. You type bastards, go and join. Yeah. Andy Frampton. Yeah. I'll tell you who else follows me on Twitter. And Richard Shaw follows me on Twitter. Might be able to get him. Ricardo Fuller. Yeah, don't quote me on that. Tamara Hussein's Chelsea. Someone else told me he was. But yeah, there you go. He's not Chelsea. Someone said he's Millwall. Someone told me he was Chelsea, but he makes out he's Millwall. I ain't going to argue him. He's a big cunt. I used to play, when I used to play for Slade Green back in the day, and Thamesmead Town, I used to play against Tamara Hussein because he run Greenwich Borough. He used to play centre-half. Sim Q says, need an 8 days podcast. We'd love it, mate, wouldn't we? But I don't know what that guy's up to these days. I don't think he's in the Lions TV gang anymore. Oh, I'll tell you what, though, there's a bit of news for you, restaurant. It's finished that off first. Tomorrow, a Lions TV favourite returns. It's not an ex-player. It's not Tim Cahill. It's the man they call the Mod. Matt the Mod returns to the channel tomorrow. He's been having car issues. That was the gist we got of the chat earlier on the Lions TV WhatsApp group. Matt the Mod returns tomorrow, and I'm hoping he's going to bring Alfie with him. Love Alfie. And this is the other thing that frustrates me on the channel. I'm just venting my frustrations. People go, oh, fucking, where's Matt the Mod? Get him on. It isn't that easy. Oh, what's happening to Alfie? Get Alfie on. These people don't get paid. I'm the only one who gets paid. Hashtag pay me. But these people just come on out of the goodness of their heart. And I can't just, I try every week. We've got a WhatsApp group, and the reason this WhatsApp group is who's there tomorrow for interviews. People know if people on the WhatsApp group can't make it, then I may venture and ask other people. I've inboxed Alfie before and whatever. But when people just go, well, we need Matt the Mod on. Why weren't Pete there this week? These people have got lives and jobs. It's not the be all and end all for them. But hello, Mick. How you doing? Mick Robinson. Good evening, Dan. So yeah, Matt the Mod's back tomorrow. Pete O'Mara goes from strength to strength on the channel, by the way. People are loving Pete at the minute. And I can completely understand. Wow, John Roberts. That's just ridiculous, mate. I'm going to have to block you off there. Sorry. I'm just going to hide the user. You can't say stuff like, what is going on with people? Some people are so weird, aren't they? Just don't get all this weirdness that people do on like Instagram. And I mean, what you've just said there, mate, it's just absolutely outrageous. But there you go, boys and girls. Right, we are down to the last 4 minutes. Some fucking hell. People say I'm weird, man. There's some fucking weirdos out there on a Friday night. And any night. Paul Shaw. That would be a good one. I'd like to do that one. B-Line says, do you think we'll go for another keeper now Fielding's injured? Yes, I do. And yes, we can because Sanford hasn't played the amount of games required. If he had, then we wouldn't be allowed to, but we can still. Jevon Dokota, thoughts on Arsenal Fan TV? Let's answer that one then. Thoughts on Arsenal Fan TV? Love it or hate it, it's got an audience. My channel is not what no disrespect to Robbie because he's fucking done well and he is the creator that others are following, including myself. I try and make mine a little bit more positive, a little bit less about the fans, although the fan cams do go down well. I try and do other things like montages, Mill history, Lions lounges, away days. He doesn't have to do all that because he gets his views fresh from his fan cams, but you've got to respect what he's done. He's had some shit recently. I've had some shit recently. Everyone gets shit. It's part and parcel of having a fan channel. But there's a guy called Smith, right? He used to do Palmer's FC. And he now does a channel called On the Road. And I've met him a couple of times. He's a nice guy. He's actually mates with Jack Carter, the old Palmer's keeper who does pre-match predictions for us. Now, if you go onto Smith's channel, he does it On the Road. They're very good videos. But he's done one the other day saying the problem with Arsenal Fan TV. And it isn't really a problem. He's dissected the whole existence of Arsenal Fan TV and what happened when and what blew up when and the hate and when the hate started and how it come about and what people's perceptions of Robbie would be. And I'm not saying I'm at the Arsenal Fan TV level by any stretch, but the route that it seems to have taken and the times and the reasons why he's got the abuse he's got was frighteningly similar. And he speaks on there as well a lot about views and what you actually get for views as opposed to what people think you get paid for views. And if you go on and watch that video, you will be amazed how little I actually get paid for views. But there you go. It's called Smith, SMIV. And it's called The Problem of Arsenal Fan TV. And it's a good channel. Does some really good on the road away days. And that video particularly to me was interesting. And if you like this channel, if you hate this channel as well, this will be a good video to go and watch and give you a little bit, maybe a bit of perception. Brian King would be great, Steve Johnson says. And I would do Brian King in an interview, Steve. But again, I'm not sure. I didn't see him play for one. I'm not sure I would approach him for two, but I would definitely be interested. Someone's put Uwe Fuchs and they've held it for review. Dan, what is your best moment? I don't know why they've held it for review. It's Uwe Fuchs. It's not swearing. Dan, what is your best moment as a Millwall fan? I've only been going for 3 years. No, I'm joking. I've been going for Millwall since I was 5 years old. 1984-85 was my first season. I think it was a League Cup game against Crystal Palace. My brother took me. My brother's a lot older than me, and he took me to the Arsenal game and we won 2-0. It was in the clock end that night. I stayed at his place in Brixton and he took me to school the next day. That was unbelievable. I wasn't allowed to go to the Chelsea game. I listened to it on Capital Gold with Jonathan Pearce commentating. But the Arsenal game's up there. For me as well, where you've got to say that to share the experience with my son, obviously years later, the Bradford playoff final goal I blacked out for a minute. That was unbelievable. The Mother's Day massacre. Even Bury away a couple of seasons ago was 2-0 down again. Mini-me was with me that day. Some fantastic memories. I tell you what was absolutely rocking. I know I keep going back to it's not maybe the best outcome of a game. But when we was 2-0 up, when Aidan O'Brien scored that second goal against Brighton, mate, it was fucking rocking in the den. One of the best I've ever heard it. That was brilliant. But yeah, there you go. A lot of people praising Brian King, saying best keeper ever. And when I've mentioned old games and old teams, people go, "You ain't put Brian King in it," but because I never saw him play. But I wish I'd seen the great man play, because all I ever hear is no questions asked. He was the greatest Millwall goalkeeper of all time, and everyone I know agrees with that. Who did see him play? Slowly. Yeah, Shane says Jonathan Pearce's capital goal. I remember, mate, with the Chelsea game, and Jonathan Pearce went, and up steps John Spencer, and he just started screaming, and he was screaming so much, I didn't know whether we'd won or whether we'd lost. And then he just went, and Casey Keller saved it. And I was 14 at the time, so I could run still then. Or 15, just turned 15. I was running up and down my stairs, just going mad. Even my old man smiled that night. It must have been an historic night for the club. And then I went to the QPR game when we lost 1-0 right towards the end. Penalty. Was it Damien Webber that gave the penalty away? I'll never forget that day, because I got to the top. I was sitting right at the very back of the upper tier at Loftus Road, and you could only see like half the goal. You couldn't see the whole of the pitch. And when I looked to my left, there was a shit next to me, a dried up shit. And I thought, how's a dog got up here? Why has someone let their dog shit? But obviously now as a grown man, I've realised it was probably a fox. There you go. That's just a weird little memory that I thought I'd have a season ticket. Have I ever had a season ticket, mate? Come on. Yes, I had a season. Listen, I had a season ticket. And some people listen, you go, he's a West Ham fan. He's a Crystal Palace fan. Before I did Lions TV, I worked for London Live. My job for London Live was to do fan guides all around all the grounds in London. That's what gave me the idea for Lions TV. And I've been going Mill since 1984-85. My dad always took me to home games as a kid, would never take me away. I started going coach 1 away games when I was like 14 up to about 17, because it was the only way my parents would let me go. And I saw some horrific away days, as in 4-1 away at Barnsley, we lost 1-0 on a Tuesday night. 1-0 at Bolton's old ground, we lost. Stoke's old ground, we 1-0, we lost. I went to some horrific away days. The season we went down in 96, I think I only missed 3 home and away. I missed the Ipswich game, couldn't get a ticket, and cried on the toilet when we got relegated. But after that, I got a season ticket with my old man. I started going with my mates, had a season ticket from about 18 up to about 26. Then my children come along, and I did fall away from Millwall for a little while. I've made no qualms about that, and I've told the complete truth and nothing but the truth. And then, yes, got the bug back, started doing the TV, and then when I started Lions TV, obviously, I've had a season ticket for many years down Millwall, the last 4 or 5 years straight. So, yes. Paul PS Gaming says Brian Horn. I spoke to Brian Horn, and he said that he would. He said he would do it. Maybe I'm not pursuing people hard enough, and I don't like to be a fucking nuisance. You know, when people they say they'll do it, and I don't want to drive the poor fuckers mad. Bournemouth away, Lee. I remember a Bournemouth away when was it Mark Steen that scored for us? No, sorry, Mark Steen. Mark Bright scored for us. I was there that day. I was at Luton the day when John Burns scored his only goal for the club. I was there that day. God, some unbelievable memories. I didn't go to Hull City. Russ, if you're talking about the year we got promoted, I was 7, 8 years old. I would have been 8 years old then. In the 87-88 season, by the summer of 88, I'd have been 8. So my old man would never take me away games. But I've got some great memories of the old ground as well. Luckily, we left there when I was 13. But there you go. I'm babbling on a bit. We've been going for longer than an hour and a half. I was so fucking bored tonight. Usually have the kids on a Friday, but the little one's got a party or doing karate or some shit. And Mini-me decided to stay home and play his PlayStation. And just said, pick me up tomorrow on the way to the den, which is where I'll see you tomorrow. We are at home to Sheffield United. Worked that way around real, didn't I? In the FA Cup, 4th round. I'm expecting an under-inspiring crowd, an under-inspiring team lineup from Sheffield United. But hopefully we get through to the next round and get the big one that I want. I don't know why I want it, but I want to go to Anfield and play Liverpool, who haven't lost in about 365 days at home, I think, or in any competition. Phenomenal side. But fuck it, let's go there and see what we're all about. And hopefully Paul Stevenson might get a start and stick one in the Playboy Mansion again at the Cop end. I'll see you in South Bermondsey tomorrow, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.